A virtual world called social networking has been born all over the world, and many people with blood flesh live in that virtual world. I don't know them very well because they have no direct contact with the virtual world. However, it seems that listening to the journalists' questions at the book fair has created a kind of conflict with the virtual world of the social network. One day a journalist came to me and asked me what my opinion was that the book written by Facebook celebrities is suddenly becoming a bestseller. After hearing reporters' questions, they can guess which answer they want to hear, but I can't always convince them with the right answer, but this time it seems that I couldn't convince them. As I said, if a book celebrity suddenly becomes a bestseller because of a network celebrity, where is the problem? If the book is really good, then it can be a bestseller. And if it's a bestseller because of some kind of excitement, no one will ever read that book after 2 or 4 years, so I don't see anything to get excited about. This kind of thing is happening all over the world. Where is the objection to happen in our country? Another interesting thing about the book is that the book that sells the most is the most read, but not always true. Salman Rushdie's Satanic Verses book was sold after it was published, but ended up reading it few readers. However, I see the real-world connection of bookmaking with the virtual world of social networks as a positive. Printing a book means a lot of paper and means the cruel hit of a tree on a tree anywhere in the world. So if someone crosses the social network filter before printing a real book, it's good for everyone. Most good for the environment of the world. I think new writers must verify the quality of their own writing on social networks before printing their own pocket money. And when you talk about books, it comes down to reading books. I find myself fortunate enough to have grown up in countless books since I was born. One of the earliest memories of childhood is the numerous books in the house. I sit down on the shelf of the book and sit in front of her page looking at the picture. The image of the state is crowded in one head after another. Even before learning to read, I have seen books flutter. After learning how to read, a whole new world has opened up to the eyes. It seems that my life is not the only life, I am living a lot of life with it, as many stories as in the book. So my chest woke up when a teenager came up and said to me, "Sir, my parents don't let me read books, what should I do?" In our country a diverse parent class has been born who think that education means experimentation. They believe that children have nothing to gain in this life without good marks in exams. How do I explain to them that their ability to learn 1,000 times more urgently than to teach something is dull? That's why I dislike private and coaching so much. They teach a child something, but it completely ruins their learning ability. They don't have the confidence that they can learn something for themselves. Parents who are good at testing with children, they do not want anything more than to do the consequences. They do not know how much they are doing to their children. When a boy or girl reads a book story, it is not just a fun story to read, it is a matter of reading the book that makes a small revolution in their brain. Different parts of our brain can do different things. Nowadays, scientists see it from the outside, even with machinery. When one reads a book, different parts of his brain begin to coordinate with one another. Simply put, the purpose of our brain is to think, to perform one of the tasks responsibly. The brain can do it much better if the brain can be accustomed to reading books. There is no need to be a rocket scientist to understand this. What we did not notice ourselves when we read a book, we inadvertently started to imagine the characters in the book. When we read a story in a book, the story always has a beginning, a middle position, and a story. A brain accustomed to reading books then becomes accustomed to starting, focusing on and analyzing all intellectual problems. It is not my own, the study of those who study these issues. Therefore, one should not think that reading a book is a waste of time and unnecessary work. Reading a book is about living the life of a human being, if there really is anything like it on earth. Reading books is more important now than at any time because a huge conspiracy is being made to make the human brain valuable to the whole world without making it worthwhile. Can't we raise our children in a different way, whatever happens in other countries of the world, so that when we meet him we can ask him, "What books are you reading now?" Then he could say the name of a book with a bright face. Not only that, she smiles, "I'll finish reading a new book."